So this is on false metrics versus real ROI. I am a tool presenter. I like to give you tools to use. So I'm going to go through the whole presentation pretty quickly, and then I'll take questions at the end. So if I didn't cover something that you need, ask me so that we can make this useful for you. The main thing about ROI in social media is that it's more than hard numbers. When we talk about false metrics, the main thing that we're talking about are the follow hogs, the people that come to you on friend feed and Facebook and Twitter and everything and go, can you help me get my fan page up to 100 people so I can get a new name? Or I need to reach 1,000 followers today. Or Ashton Kutcher got 1 million followers by gaming the system this way. Or I'm sure you've all gotten the DM, I can get you 19,500 followers if you just use this spamming system. None of those numbers matter because none of those people are going to listen to you. None of those people are going to talk to you on any of those services. None of those people are going to interact with your content on YouTube or Facebook. None of those people are going to want to use those content and pay you for permission to use that content. So that's what I consider a false metric, and that's why I say real ROI in social media is about more than numbers. It's not about money either. The most common question I get from my corporate clients is, how do we make this make money? You don't make it make money, you make it hemorrhage money, and then you make the people who are using it make you money. You have to think of it as human capital instead of monetary capital. Every employee in your company is part of your ROI. Every customer that you talk to is part of your ROI. Every random person on Twitter that doesn't even live in your town, on Facebook who used to go to your high school, on YouTube who just likes your video, they're part of your ROI as well. So your ROI is no longer money in numbers, it's a living, breathing, walking, and hopefully talking instrument that if you leverage it correctly, you can use to bring people back to your business, your consulting agency, that sort of thing. Engagement marketing is my favorite way to say it. This is my little buzzword that I like. A lot of people use it, which I like. I didn't coin it. I have no idea where I heard it the first time. Basically, engagement marketing, instead of thinking of how do we get people to spend money with me, it's how do I get people to talk about me? How do I get people to modify my content? If you're not letting people play with your content is useless. And the concept that what goes around comes around, which, as you well know, some of the major brands have found out and have hopped on social media to correct, which we'll talk about in a minute. I actually go into some more detail on this in these 2 blog posts, which are active links if I email you, but I'm going to not be on the Wi-Fi today so that you guys can be on the Wi-Fi because I hear it's working in here. This is how you measure ROI in social media. The most important part of measuring ROI in social media is this middle column, the landing page. No matter how many places you are in social media, no matter how many places you are online, you need to send them all back to one page consistently, every place that you are. That one page needs to have more than one measurement system on it, because measurement systems sometimes fail, or as you saw this week, Twitter sometimes fails, or Facebook sometimes goes down. So if you want to know where your traffic is coming from and what they're doing on your page, Google Analytics is good, but you have to have more than just Google Analytics to get an accurate measurement. Everything that you put out, even the paper content, needs to have a tag and a link back to this landing page so that you can see where people are coming from. Your landing page also needs to have an interactive call to action of some kind, whether it's a subscription to an email newsletter, a way for people to send you a note, a comment, a database where you get their information. You want to make people who come to your site do something every time they come there, and you want to measure what they do. The metrics on this landing page also need to touch the other pages on your site so that you see where people go and how much time they spend there and where they share your content with your friends, their friends rather. That's how you measure ROI. Circles upon circles, all leading back to one thing in the middle. Even your audio content should have links back to this page. The end of every podcast, in every blog, linking the page. In your YouTube videos, put the link to this landing page at the bottom of your video. If you have iMovie, you can do that very simply with the screen overlay. ROI will do nothing for you unless you know why you're measuring ROI. If you don't know what you want to get out of your time on social media, then it's not going to matter how many people go to your page because you won't know what you want to do with them. So your ROI needs to be done in campaigns. You need to have goals. You need to know why you want people to read each blog post, why you want people to visit each product content page, why you want people on your YouTube, what you're hoping to get them to do, so that you can then do keyword campaigns in addition to your analytics campaigns to measure if you're getting the results that you want, the behavior that you want out of people, because people are your ROI. The first step to good ROI is listening. You need to manage your time because your time is valuable. I recommend setting up 3 listening stations, one based on your personal name, whoever is representing your company the most, or whoever several people are representing your companies the most, your brand or company name, and the topic that you deal with on a regular basis. You can set these up in a variety of tools that we'll be going over in a moment, but you need to touch on all 3 things, otherwise you're missing why some people are coming to find out about you. You also need to use your analytics to determine the activity level of people on each of your outposts, is what Chris Brogan calls it, and I like that word, where you set up your presence in various social media stations like Twitter and Facebook and whatnot is considered an outpost. So you want to see what the activity level of your customer is on each of the stations, and you want to adjust your keywords on an ongoing basis for ROI accordingly. I recommend adjusting your keywords at least every month so that you're constantly getting new, fresh ROI based on what's going on right now, based on what you're doing right now. Some people who have a bigger presence can adjust them every week, even if you have a bigger presence online. Listening leads to a good response, and part of drawing in more ROI is to respond to people. If people are coming to your page and you're one of the fortunate ones where they're spending 5 or 6 minutes traveling through your blog and looking at your content, if you have good ROI, you'll get their email address and where they are online, and you'll be able to respond to them and reach out to them before they reach out to you, which will bring them back. Some listening posts, there's been some other presentations that have touched on some other tools. These are some of my favorites for what I consider the target market of a PodCamp. The target market of a PodCamp are the solopreneurs, the entrepreneurs, the companies that are just starting out. They're not sure if they want to spend a lot of money, so they might want some free tools that are easy to customize and use. Search.twitter.com, when it's working, which is not this week, is a favorite, mainly because you're getting search in the moment, which I really like. You're getting friend recommended search, which I really like. Is it better than Google? 2 separate search results. I think that they're equal and should be used together, which is why Google Alerts and the standard Google search is my next thing. If you don't know what a Google Alert is, and by the end of today I'm sure that you've all heard Google Alerts because they're very popular right now. You can put a keyword into Google and have it search for that keyword and deliver the results to your email. Something that you should know about it is that it's usually on a 2 or 3 day delay. It doesn't catch it immediately as it's happening, and the same for Google Analytics and the standard Google search. It takes a little while to populate. The point of ROI is that you're fishing for eyeballs. The more you cross-link, which is to link to each piece of your content from another piece of your content, the more you interlink, which is to have good links within your website to other content on your website, the better your blog roll, which some people don't like blog rolls anymore. If you don't like to see them down the side, you can hide them on a page in your blog. It still has the same link juice effect. The more content you cross-post in different places without being obnoxious, of course, the more RSS streaming you do, the more tagging, keywording, and hashtagging you do, the more your ROI is going to improve. Good ROI takes effort. If you are new to this, if you have no content and no presence anywhere online right now, it is going to take you a good month and a half of solid work to get enough content out there to see results. If you've been doing it for a while, you can add all of this stuff to your existing content if you don't have it already, and with a little promotion, you can start seeing improvements in your ROI very quickly.